What's up, dudes? It's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So, since there's been so many bugs with Railjack in the last couple days, I just wanted to show you guys what a mission solo looks like. I'm not going to be talking too much in this video. I'm going to butt in for some relevant things here and there. But I just want to show you guys how this works solo. And keep in mind, I have a couple upgrades already on my ship, so this is not like straight out of the box how strong your ship will be. I've got like the special gun on here, the toxin gun, which I do recommend. It's pretty good. I've also got a little bit of a shield upgrade and a health upgrade as well. I've got like about 50% more health on my range. I've upgraded the health mod like twice. So this is just how it is. This is the level 1 mission. Thankfully, the level 1 mission gives you most of the resources, or maybe even all the resources, if you go out and loot the levels. So they reduce the amount of enemies that spawn once the objective's been completed, so now you can actually just complete the objective on this level 1 mission, guys, and then just go collect resources, which is what I ended up doing here. So, yeah, there's a couple things I want to mention. So, first off, a lot of the weapons are projectile-based, and it's kind of hard to tell how far away the enemies are sometimes, so projectile-based weaponry in space. I'm trying to lead the targets. It's going to take some getting used to, for sure, especially on the Empyrean or Vandal. Because I missed a lot of bullets in this video, but I just want to show you guys how it is when you're trying to solo it. Mission took a little bit longer than I wanted to because I kind of panicked when we started getting boarded at first, and I parked the ship in enemy fire, so that was not a good idea. But we also have a cool strat for you in this one about insta-killing the Grineer cruise ships. So if you didn't know, the way to insta-kill a Grineer cruise ship is to destroy the reactor, but you actually will need to go to the reactor room to destroy it. But if you're using the weapon called the Zenith, its alt fire has infinite punch through, so you can actually shoot the reactor from the spawn location on the ship. So you basically just load into the ship, shoot the reactor like 3 times in the Zenith, and then just immediately extract, and that cruise ship is done. It's going to explode in 20 seconds afterwards, and it's pretty easy. So yeah, this is just going to be the gameplay. I'll butt in when there's relevant things to talk about, guys, but just enjoy the gameplay. Hopefully you do.
Enemy cruise ship has arrived. They are powering weapons. Unwelcome visitors inbound. Prepare to repel. Have been boarded. This is our home. Defend it. All integrity alert. All rupture. Catastrophic decompression imminent. Electrical fire. Shield strength. Kneecap. Ship secure. Good work. Electrics returning to full strength. Rupture sealed.
Now for some quick tips on being the engineer for the ship right here. When you're putting out the hull breaches like that, you basically need to move the Omni tool around a little bit just to make sure you cover the entire area. If you're just shooting in the same spot, it's usually not going to fully fix the repair. So, also for the, if you notice there on the electric issue we had in the ship, it's just like mining. You hit the sweet spot, it apparently uses less ammo, and I'm pretty sure it just works immediately. So, yeah, being the engineer is actually very important. Also, in the back of the ship, that refinement station, someone was trying to tell me that if you don't refine the resources, you don't get to keep them after the mission. I actually forgot to refine the resources after this mission, but I got to keep all the resources, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Maybe they meant like you don't get to keep the resources between 2 different Arcwing missions, because I usually go back to the dry dock after every single mission just to be safe, so that's what I did here, and I was able to keep the resources that were not refined, including the rare resources, the glowstones. So, also pretty nice. See, this is where I made a big mistake. I'm basically parked in the line of sight of all these enemies, and the reason I'm not insta-dying here is I'm using the Amisha Arcwing, guys. The Amisha Arcwing, its first ability, it's kind of like Mesmer Skin for Revenant, if you know what that ability does, where depending how many charges you have, that will prevent that many instances of damage. So if you see right here, I have 9 instances of damage that will be prevented. And that's actually extremely... I would have definitely died if I was on Itzel right here. 100%. Because like that's like I've already prevented like 10 shots of damage pretty much. My insta would be dead unless I was like invisible or something. But I swear some of these ships do see you while you're invisible. So, so when you see catastrophic failure imminent, that means get back to that ship right away. You have like 50 seconds or 1 minute to fix the ship, or it's gonna fail the mission instantly, and you lose all the stuff you got. So, yeah, there's actually 3 hull breaches at the same time. So good thing that I had plenty of the ammo for the Omni tool, the flame or the fire extinguisher, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, it's doable. This first mission is doable solo, and if you want to farm resources, guys, this is what I'd recommend to do. Since they changed it recently where you're not getting bombarded by enemies after the objective's done, I'd say complete the objective as fast as you can, and then go around the map and just gather stuff by blowing up like rocks, blowing up the rest of the enemies that are on the map, and then drive over with your railjack, because the railjack has a pretty big vacuum radius. They also buffed that yesterday, so they have been making some good improvements already. Unfortunately, the 3 really big bugs I've been running into have not been fixed yet. That's why I'm choosing to play this mission solo. I'm going to try it again later tonight, or in the stream later today, to see if we can get another full squad going. But the fact that you can't invite people on different servers, or whatever the actual bug currently is extremely frustrating, and it's been kind of like killing a little bit for me. But I've still been having a really fun time. I was having a good time this entire mission, even though like it might look like it's a bit of a mess, where it's like, okay, well, I'm getting attacked the entire time, I'm getting boarded like every couple of minutes, have to put up fires. I was still having a pretty fun time, besides the fact I was kind of having a hard time aiming the ship here. It's a little bit like jerky, not jerky, but maybe I just need to like change my sensitivity for the actual railjack controls, because I did not feel very precise here at all. Also, I don't know if anyone else gets this, but I actually kind of get a little bit like seasick, or like I don't know what the actual term is. When I'm driving the ship, like my stomach starts to turn a little bit. So I think I'm gonna stick to being like the engineer or the ship infiltrator once they fix those bugs, because yeah, driving the ship makes me a little bit sick, to be honest. If you actually feel that way as well, please let me know in the comments, because like I haven't really heard anyone else say that they get sick from driving the ship, but I definitely do. So as you see right here, we still need to kill the two cruise ships. You need to actually get on the cruise ship to blow it up to actually have that part of it count. Which is, you know, it's whatever. My guns can't really kill the cruise ship anyway, so you know, I'll button it in a couple more minutes, guys. Something to keep in mind, guys, the health of the railjack will never go down to 0. Once you get to like 100 or lower, that's when the catastrophic failure is imminent, because you get a hull breach. So you actually will never go to 0 health with the railjack, which is nice, because when I saw the initial stream that they had on the dev stream, I thought that if the health of the railjack went to 0, you died. And that would have been like, I mean, I'm sure you could tell that would be absolutely terrible. So yeah, the health will never go down to 0. The ship won't blow up, at least so far, unless you let that catastrophic timer go down to 0. So don't worry about the health as much, as long as you have an engineer on board with the fuel for the Omni tool. So as far as the boarding crews, guys, I've actually found some very effective strategies of taking care of them. Having a Cora with the Strangle Dome, you can actually put the Cora Strangle Dome up in the spots that you know the boarders will come from. So you can put that like the left side, the right side. Have a good duration Cora build. It's gonna grab all of those boarding guys, and you can just whip it once with Cora and insta kill. Alternatively, Saren is a very good gunner / engineer. She's also really good as an infiltrator. Saren's just really good in railjack in general, because Saren is able to kill the boarding parties instantly. She can also use like I put a high range build on my Saren. That's going to cover the entire ship with your miasma. You'll know exactly where the boarding party is. Here's the zenith, by the way. So I'm going to load in. Look at this. I activate the alt fire, and then I know where right there. I'm shooting at the generator currently. It takes like 4 shots. That ship's dead, guys. I didn't even enter the next room. That's a way that you can get in and out as fast as humanly possible. I do have a riven on my zenith. It's critical chance and toxin. If I had a better riven on my zenith, I could probably like 2-shot it, honestly. So really good there, and the generator is always in the same spot on these cruise ships if you enter in that location, so keep that one in mind. But also, guys, like, the cruise ships, this is not the extent of what Railjack is like. This is just the first couple of missions. I've actually done some of the later missions. You fight, like, actual, like, space stations, pretty much. So it's more in-depth than this. Don't let this level, this first mission gameplay, dictate your opinion of this, because, like I said, there's a lot more in here. If it wasn't bugging out so hard, I would already have that stuff for you guys, but this is what I'm soloing currently, and like I said, if you want to, like, upgrade your ship, this is probably the best way to do it. You do this level 1 mission, grab those resources, and then get out of there. And if you have the Zenith, it makes this a lot easier, for sure. Because honestly, getting to that door sometimes bugs up my game, to be honest. So, yeah. We keep going in. Now, as far as the Amisha's second ability, which is like an area of slowing, I believe, and like absorb damage, I don't think that's going to help you really too much on protecting the Railjack. I couldn't tell if it was preventing damage, but if that Amisha second ability does prevent the damage to the Railjack, Amisha is the most, it already is the most valuable Arcwing for this, in my opinion, because of how tanky you could be in space. I didn't even use my one there, but now I finally did. I have 20 instances of damage prevented. I think you're probably going to want to build Amisha if you don't have it already, guys. Itzel is nice for being speedy with the Valkyr Ripline ability, but Itzel is definitely, like, I've already prevented 9 instances of damage here. Itzel would already be dead, like I said, so yeah, definitely getting Amisha. Also, apparently my cat died somehow. I don't know how that happened. And then as far as Elytron, I don't think Elytron's going to be very useful, unless... I don't think, no, Elytron's just not going to be useful at all, guys, so yeah, make sure you get an Amisha if you don't have one already. So as you see here, the mission is actually over, so this is where you go into farming mode. So, we also got really lucky and got some reactor thing as a reward here, which I was pretty happy about. Do keep in mind, though, these wreckage items you get from, like, missions and stuff, those have random stats, guys. It's like Kuva Weapons 2.0. The ship parts have RNG on the stats. That's why I was confused yesterday. I'm like, or in the video 2 days ago, I was like, why is this shield capacitor higher than the other one? It's because there's RNG on the stats. You can literally get an engine that's faster than another person's engine. I don't like that, to be honest. I wish that everyone had, like, the same level of gear, and then the modding is where RNG came into place. Like, I was okay with Rivens having RNG, but I feel like Kuva Weapons having RNG and the ship parts having RNG is a little bit too much, personally. I know I'm sure some other people like it. They're like, oh, I can randomly get the coolest ship capacitor in the game, and no one else is going to have this, and I feel special. So I can definitely see both angles to it, and you know what? I probably would like that a little bit too. Like, it's not a good system until you get the best piece of gear yourself, right? And then it's like, oh, this is the best system ever, dude. I don't even care what the ramifications of this are. I got the most OP engine in the game. So, yeah, this is where I was talking about, like, this Dirac stuff is very important. It's going to be most of the upgrade stuff for your ship. You can also buy it with platinum. I bought 1,000 of it with 50 platinum because I wanted to see, like, how much that's going to get me. 1,000 Dirac's not going to get you super far, to be honest, guys. Some of the stuff on the ship takes 200 to upgrade. Some of it takes 600. I don't even know what level 3 of some of that stuff takes. I'm guessing like 1,000, honestly. So, yeah, it's going to be a slow grind unless you want to spend a lot of money. So, it's up to you. Also, keep in mind, resource boosters do affect the resources you're getting in space. I don't believe it affects Dirac, though. So if you're having some issues, maybe getting a bunch of resources, a booster is going to be very valuable for you. The orange resource booster. The blue one, I don't know if that's going to help. It probably helps you somehow, but the blue resource booster is a lot harder to prove that it's actually doing anything, honestly. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the first mission. I got some of those flow stones, which apparently are super rare. Those are like the only 4 I've ever gotten. So, yeah, also these Ocrux capacitors, I believe those are a rare resource as well. So, yeah, this is what you should most likely do. And yeah, I'm going to end the video here because the mission's basically over. The rest of it is just me driving around collecting stuff, exploring, seeing what's going on. There's some cool stuff on the map. I like how there's like a small aspect of exploration in these Empyrean missions, because like what is that thing on the left over there? It's some like crazy, I think they call it a void storm in the Tenocon Street. I don't think I should drive into that. So I'm going to leave that one up to you guys to discover. What does driving into the Void Storm do? I don't even know, so I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope that you found this gameplay helpful. I just want to show you like how it works as a solo player. This is just the first mission. Also, like the zenith thing I think is pretty cool, so also, like, yeah, if you want to farm resources, this is your go-to spot so far. We'll see if there's a later mission that's soloable, but as far as it stands, I don't think so. Peace, guys.